After the Passover meal that they all had together, Jesus took some of his disciples out to a garden. Jesus told his disciples that he was going to start to pray in the garden, and he went off to pray. He was praying that God would spare him from this thing that he had to go through. He knew that he had to die, and this was really hard on him. But he did say, God, not my will, not what I want to be done, but your will be done. Well, when Jesus was finished praying, he got up and he went back to his disciples. He had asked his disciples to sit and wait for him, but his disciples had fallen asleep. Jesus was upset about this. He asked them, could you not wait 1 hour for me when I was going through this hard time? And he went back to pray again. But when he came back, and this happened several times, when he came back, he found his disciples sleeping again. At this point, he woke them up and he told them, now is the time that I am going to be delivered into my enemy's hands. Well, Judas, this is Judas, he was another one of the disciples. And he came up into the garden with Jesus, and with a Roman soldier. And he told the Roman soldier, these men here, this is Peter, he was one of the disciples. The one that I kiss is Jesus, and he's the one that you need to take away. So Judas went over and he kissed Jesus on the cheek as a greeting. Jesus knew that he wasn't greeting him though. He was betraying him to the Roman soldier. The Roman soldier took Jesus away to go be tried and have a trial with Herod and with Pontius Pilate. Let's back up a little. You might be asking, why did Judas betray Jesus? These church leaders, they did not like Jesus. They wanted to get him arrested. So they asked Judas, who was one of Jesus' disciples, to betray Jesus and get him arrested. When he got arrested, they paid Judas 30 shekels of silver. Then, when Jesus was arrested by the Roman soldier, they took Jesus to go see Pilate. Pilate was the ruler in that area. They told Pilate, this man has been doing all sorts of horrible things. He's claiming that he's our ruler. He's telling people not to pay taxes. Pilate asked Jesus, are you the king? Jesus said, so you say. When Pilate found out that he wasn't from this area, he said, I'll send him to Herod. Herod was the ruler in the other area, from Galilee. So they took Jesus to Herod. Herod said, I've been hearing about Jesus for a long time. Maybe he will do a miracle. But the church leaders were mad. They said, he has been causing a lot of trouble. He says he's the king. Herod says, if Jesus says he's the king, then let's dress him like a king and bow down to him. So they dressed Jesus like a king and pretended to bow down to him and mock him. But after all that, Herod said, I do not see that Jesus is guilty. Send him back to Pilate. So they sent him back to Pilate. And what Pilate found was, I can't tell that he's guilty either. Pilate says, you know what? We'll do this. You can have Jesus be free, or I have a convicted criminal. We could let the criminal, Barabbas, be free. The church leaders were so excited that they could have Jesus die on the cross that they chanted, "Let Barabbas go free." So a horrible criminal went free just so they could have Jesus crucified.